Okay, so hi guys, and welcome to episode 6 of the Ecom CEO podcast. I'm super excited that we have a guest today, and her name is Yolande. She is the owner of a business which is functioning online, and I want to bring more, e-commerce business owners on here to be able to talk to you guys and share their stories, share their trials, their successes, and their wins with you, and give you some learning points for running your own online business. So, without further ado, Yolande, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you. Tell us a little bit more about your business.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kira, for having me on. I'm really honored for the invitation. And I am Yolande Daniel, and by trade, I'm a registered nurse who became an image consultant, life coach, brow guru, and budding author. And my business is called Yolande Daniel Consulting, and I also have the Confident Woman Academy. And in a nutshell, what I do is that I help women who are struggling with body image issues, women who work in high powered positions, help them find a look that works for them, that speaks the message that they want to say in business and in their personal life, starting from underwear to outerwear. Okay, and that's in a nutshell what I do. I work with patients virtually and also in person. So of course I'm here like most everyone else now, navigating the online space and growing my business that way. Also, um, I am also I come from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. Just a little bit something about me. I've been in this country for about 26 years, so I kind of oscillate in both spaces. I started my business because I myself struggled with my own self-esteem, self-worth, and body image. I didn't like my body, specifically my breasts. I thought they were like pancakes. I'm just being honest. And I remember about 12 years ago, I saw a show that highlighted bra fittings and how your breasts should fit in a bra and the effects of that. And also, with me having a background with fashion design, I understand cut and fit and how your clothes should fit you and where clothing is designed for your breasts specifically to be in a certain place, your waist and your hips. And so once I understood that and I got a bra fitting, and it was an instant self-esteem, self-image, and body image boost. And from that moment, I really wanted every woman out there to experience the same thing. Now, it did take me about 10 years before I actually started that business because, we get so tied to that paycheck that we get every week or 2 weeks or month, depending on who you work for. It's easier to stay on that job. And I reached to the point where I had become as a nurse, I'd become a director of nursing, but I wasn't fulfilled anymore. I had the job that I always wanted, and then I wasn't happy. And so that propelled me into starting my business to help women. Now, I started in 2019, and then 2020 hit with Corona. So it has been an adjustment, adjusting to um, virtually serving my clients, because the nature of my business is more in person, hands-on touch, and to transition to that space has been a challenge. And so I'm still navigating that, still growing it in the virtual space, and having that social media presence and all these different things that are required now for you to really be successful in business out there. So that's where I'm at with my business, and just starting to see things pick up in that way, getting my feet, more solidified on the ground on the online space. So that's where I'm at.
Cool, cool. Thank you. That was an amazing intro. And that's really cool. So, I actually met Yolande off of social media. That's why social media is such an amazing place, right? Because you can connect with people that, you never met before. It brings people together. I'm all the way in Arkansas. She's in Trinidad and Tobago. Like, what are the
I'm
chances?
Georgia.
Oh, you're you're
I'm
from
from Trinidad,
Trinidad.
but I live in Georgia.
Gotcha. That's so funny because I was like, man, your accent isn't as heavy as some of the other because I went to school at the University of Arkansas, and so we have a lot of international students
Yeah.
there. And I remember their accents being like super deep, because they were like they were pretty much traveling between back and forth. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. I got
Okay.
you. Gotcha. So you've been in Georgia for 25. Have you been in Georgia for 25 years? How long have you been in Georgia?
No, I've actually only been in Georgia since the end of 2018. I've lived
Wow.
in New York, North Carolina. I spent the most of my time in Florida, 10 plus years, and now I'm in Georgia. So I've been up and down the East Coast.
Wow. That's cool. Was that all due to nursing? Like you being a nurse? Oh,
Yeah.
that was just life. Wow.
That was a different life. I've only been a
Wow.
nurse almost 7 years now. That's like a whole different life transition story.
Yes, yes. But you know what? Like, I did want to ask you because you said you shared that you worked your job for so long, and after so long your job became unfulfilling. So are you a full-time entrepreneur at the moment, or what does that look like for you? Are you part-time, full-time? What is that?
I would say I'm 3/4 time.
Hmm.
I still, even though I tried to run away from the nursing, I found a way to make it work for me.
Absolutely.
And so I actually work as like a nurse consultant. I'm, advising companies that are starting up and training their staff, there's staff that needs supervision, so like CNAs and things like that, doing their employee handbooks. So that's what I'm doing in the nursing side, and then I'm also starting to pitch in with the vaccinations, doing my part to help with the COVID.
I
um
love it.
but yeah, other than that, I'm at home working on my business.
That is
Slaving on my business.
That is so cool, Yolanda. I mean, a big thing in entrepreneurship, most entrepreneurs want to be able to get to that point of where, they can break away from the jobs that they have, I mean,
Mhm.
if not 100% for the most part, where they can really dedicate that headspace, that time, that energy to their business.
Yes.
So, another off the grid question: when you were able to, break away from full working on someone else's job full time, is that really, did you see a change in your business when that started happening? What was that like for you?
Well, I think I was able to really be more creative. I had more time to really, come up with more strategies, just planning, events, things like that, really develop things to fruition. And so instead of it being just like ideas in my notebook, I was able to bring a lot of things to life and even make more connections, network, things like that. So that's what, not being full time on my job has afforded me the ability to do, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. You get time to implement a lot of those ideas that flow flow through your head, right?
Yes.
I can relate because I mean, not only does that happen to me, but I also talk to a lot of people that, they have a lot of ways or ideas and how their brand could expand, but they're always in a idea creation stage. They
Yes.
don't have a lot of time to implement because they're splitting their energy. And then, most of us are not just business owners and employees. You're also a mom or
Mhm.
a spouse or a caregiver or something. You almost always have another role, which
Yeah.
pulls your time even more. So that's cool. That's cool. It's definitely, very interesting for people to be able to see, what people's transition was like from, employment to working their own business. And it definitely takes a while to get to where, I'm 100%
Mm-hmm.
on my own business. So, yes, I totally understand. Okay. So, I want to know, and you talked about this a little bit in your introduction, but specifically, like, tell me who you're serving, what audience, are you looking for with your services and even your products when you do have them.
Okay. So, pretty much in general, I serve anyone with breasts, and I'll just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation of my business is bra fitting, and then I build from there because the bra and underwear is your foundational, is your foundation of what you put on. And just
Absolutely.
like a house, if your foundation is off, if it's cracked, if it's crooked, then the
Mhm.
house is going to have problems. Your floors are going to be uneven. Your walls are going to have cracks. Your door's not going to close properly. Same thing with clothing. If your bra doesn't fit you correctly, then the clothing that you put on is not going to fit you well. It doesn't matter how beautiful, how expensive, or it's or who made it. It's not going to fit you well. And so that's
Absolutely.
where I start. So I work with women who have breasts, and even if they don't have breasts, because recently I just got my mastectomy certification, so I wanted to expand my services to
Wow.
those clientele also, because my goal is to help women not only look beautiful but to feel beautiful. And a lot of us, like me, we criticize our bodies so harshly, and
Absolutely.
we really don't love ourselves. We look at ourselves as body parts, as supposed to seeing ourselves as whole. And I really want to come into that space and help women to realize the connection between how they view themselves and how it affects how their confidence and how they project themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that message. I really do, because it's so true, right? What you think of yourself has everything to do with what you project on the outside. So
Yeah.
you're helping to work with them, not necessarily like mental health wise, but
Mhm.
you're working with them on the physical aspects, but it also does impact their mental health and their self-confidence and how they feel
Mhm.
about themselves.
Mhm.
So I love that. I love that. um Off question, how do you feel, or do you feel like that has been easy or hard to like write content for? One of the things that a lot of people that I speak with every day, they struggle with writing content. It's like one of the biggest beasts. So is content like easy for you to write, hard for you to write, because you kind of have this understanding of what you're really selling? Well, you're really selling self-confidence, you're selling high self-esteem. Do you find it easier to write your content knowing that, or is it still kind of a struggle for you?
To be honest, it's still a struggle because I have to be able to link in writing confidence and link it to a bra.
Yeah. Yes.
And getting people to that space is very challenging. And so I find that I do best when I have like webinars, when I talk, and then people are able to really grasp what it is I'm saying, you know. And so yeah, it is challenging to try and find ways to be creative to share that message so that women are able to understand what it is I'm saying and understand it's not just a bra, it's more than just a bra. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, and that really is a challenge that, when I talk to a lot of business owners, that deal in products, um they have problems linking that product to the outcome, right? So going from, a bra to feeling more confident about yourself, most people are like, how do I write content, that relates to that?
yeah.
So I definitely understand your struggle. I definitely understand your struggle. So I also wanted to ask, what other kinds of challenges? So we started talking about, social media content. leading into that was more challenging for you. What else is a challenge for you in your business? And I know you talked a little bit about that, like in your intro as well.
Okay. Well, for me, the challenge I face right now is trying to figure out how do I capture my clientele,
Yeah,
you know? Because you can go a lot of places and buy a bra. I'm not selling a bra. I'm selling a service. I'm selling an
absolutely.
experience. And
Absolutely.
how do I get women to really, really understand what it is I'm doing and realize I need that and buy into my service? And that's been my biggest challenge, is finding the right messaging to capture clientele for them to say, oh yes, I understand. I need that. So
Yes. Okay.
that has been.
And so, how have you been connecting with people? Like, we were talking about the social media. Is
Mhm.
that your primary way? Do you have any other ways that you're using to connect with your audience?
Yeah, so definitely I'm very heavy on Instagram and Facebook. I also do something called Shuffle, which is like a digital, what do you call it, business card. So I
Mhm.
send out links to clients, and I have, where they can click on, they can read my bio and also click on the links, things that I'm interested, that they might be interested in. And then
Yeah.
also I have this email list. I'll be honest, I haven't really utilized it.
The infamous email list. Oh man.
Yes, I have this email list that I am not sure how to utilize. So I utilize it a little bit, but not in the way that I think I should. And then
Not
I don't want to
consistently.
be like what it is I get in my email all the time. So it makes me a little apprehensive because I don't want to be over bothersome and just kind of bombarding people. So that causes me to, I guess that's my perception. It
Hmm.
causes me to hold back from really utilizing the email.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, okay, cool. So I hear that you use social media, you have an email list, and you also have a business card. So I want to make a few suggestions for you, and not only just you, but also for the people that are listening, because again, this is like a major pain point, of my audience. Like, I know this is tough to get eyeballs on your stuff, right? You could be posting on Facebook, posting on IG forever in the day, and feel like it's not really getting anywhere. The first suggestion I will make to you, and you can chime in and let me know if you already do this, but for Facebook, a lot of people, are still using their Facebook business page. Do you use yours like to market on Facebook, or do you use your profile?
I use both.
Okay, good, good. So that's definitely going to be the first suggestion that I have, is to not rely so much on that like Facebook business page, just because that reach is not the same. If you're
Mhm.
not running paid advertising, you're going to get like less than 10% of people
Right.
that like your page. Like, it's so different than what it was before.
Right.
Um, it's crazy. So the Facebook business page is like a vanity metric essentially. for for people when they don't know anything about your brand, they'll look you up and see that you have a Facebook business page with
Right.
some
Right.
likes, and then hey, people like your page, so that looks trustworthy, right?
Right.
As far as your personal profile, are you do you have like a lot of family and friends on there? Who's on your personal profile that you're using?
I have, of course, family and friends, and then I've been accepting more, I guess, connections now,
Good.
collaborative, collect connections. So that it's been growing that way. But I don't even think I've break 1,000 friends
Yeah.
on Facebook yet.
Yes,
So,
yes. Well, okay, let me make some suggestions there. Something that I suggest, for a lot of people, as far as, increasing their reach, like number one, you want to utilize all the tools Facebook has, right? So Facebook has a lot of features that are built into there, that a lot of us, I mean, a lot of us don't use all of them because it's simply overwhelming. you know, when
True.
you think about Facebook, you got Facebook Lives, you have Facebook Stories, you got Facebook groups. You can make your own group, you can be in other people's group, you can DM
Mm-hmm.
people, you can add friends, like you can make your own post. So, like, there's so many ways that you can connect. And so, my first suggestion is definitely to utilize all those ways. Make sure that you're using Facebook Live.
I do.
A lot of you do good, good, good. A lot of people are like super apprehensive about using Facebook Live. Use Facebook Live. Another thing that would be super beneficial is adding friends, like adding people that are looking for what you're offering. And for that, for people, I suggest that they make a totally different Facebook profile. I know it sounds crazy, but the reason why I suggest people to do that is because you'll probably be adding people that you don't know. Like in the South, we say you don't know from a can of paint. You're in the South, so you probably have heard that. I know, let's let my Southern come out. So you add people that you don't know from a can of paint, and you don't want them seeing like your personal life stuff. You really want them to see the business side of you because that's really what they need to see. So I
Mm-hmm.
did that myself. I purposely created a business profile, and I post on that profile about my business. I'm starting to include more like, life things, but not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Because when someone looks at my profile, I want them to immediately see all the content I'm sharing about my business. And I want them to assess me as an authority, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which probably wouldn't happen if they were looking at my personal profile because there's so much to distract them, right? Every fourth or third post, they'll see something about my business. To me, that's not often enough.
Okay.
So, you know, if you did want to, get aggressive about getting in front of new audiences, it's totally possible to convert people that you've never talked to, that you've never met before. It's totally possible.
Okay.
So yeah, just take advantage of those features of Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I do you're in my group, and I do talk about those things too. So like I'll definitely be talking more about those features and how you can better utilize them for your business. But you can totally win with Facebook. Like, please don't don't feel like you're at a disadvantage. And then another question:
Mm-hmm.
have you ever ran Facebook ads?
No.
Okay, okay.
I
Look,
thought about it, but I haven't.
I understand. Well, and I actually don't suggest, a lot of the people that I talk to, I don't suggest that they do. And I don't, because I feel like in order to run Facebook ads, you need to have an organic strategy lined out and figured out. You need to know how your people are coming to you, without ads, because your ads are going to put fire under what's happening now. So like if you're not getting leads now, or you're not getting purchases now, running ads will like blow that up times 10. And so if it's not how we want it to be, we definitely don't want to amplify low purchases, right? We want to find something that works and then say, hey, I know this works so well, let me put some money behind it.
Right.
That's a big mistake that a lot of people do. So I'm super glad to hear that you haven't got into that arena yet. Good for you.
I did think about doing Instagram ads because they're like, hey, we're gonna offer you free $20. I'm like, hey, I might as well try it. I didn't.
Of course they want to get you hooked. And Yolande, the hard part about the ads is that it's like that instant gratification,
Mm,
you know, with the methods that you and I are talking about, as far as driving traffic to your website or driving traffic to your offers. It takes so much longer when you're doing it organically.
mhm,
And it really makes you have to be patient, and it's so hard for people to be patient.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, look, quick solution, you know, run an ad. And unfortunately, it's just not that way. It's not the quick solution that we all think it
Right.
is. It's
Right.
a quick way to lose money, in my opinion. And, you know, as small businesses, we are like, you know, we don't have all the resources and time and energy and money, you know, that these large businesses do, or corporations that
Yes.
we're competing against essentially for our people. So we just have to use our resources wisely. So I think that's definitely an important aside. Now, okay. Also, what is, you know, since you started your business, what's your biggest win in your business thus far? Tell me and tell everybody else.
I would have to say, was hiring a coach for me. Um, my own self development, because I suppose I had a lot of self defeating thought processes and behaviors that actually held me back. And once I hired a coach, that was more of a coach to become a speaker, but we were able to do a lot of mindset work. And
Absolutely.
that helped me the most because, as you know, if you can't really see it in your mind, you can't achieve it. And
Man.
so once I was able to really dig deep and figure out a lot of issues, which I didn't realize I had a lot of issues. um, Once I was able to go and take care of those things, or at least start addressing them, then the mindset came and the drive and all these different things started to help me, and it helped me in terms of developing my business even more and being more confident and putting myself out there so I can do the lives and the posts and just be more vulnerable with my audience. So I would say that was my biggest win since I've started my business. And I would say the second thing, which I believe is a very big win for me also, was to stay with what it is I wanted to do and not do what I thought would have probably be more palatable for people, but
Ah,
be authentic to me.
absolutely. Man. Okay. So I love your wins. I really love your wins. You know, I love them for so many reasons, simply because, um, you know, I think when most people think of a win, I think they think monetary.
Mhm.
And I love that your win is not monetary, right? I'm sure you've made some money in your business, but I love that you feel like the biggest win that you've had is really your ability to grow and change, you know, because that's really the, as far as our business is going to go, as far as we can go in
Right.
our own mind, and mindset is like super important.
Yes.
It's super important. Like, you know, how we limit ourselves or where we stop ourselves is generally where we go or where we don't go.
Yes.
So man, I mean, that's super powerful. I love that. I love that. So that was a good experience for you,
It
the
was.
coaching.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, I mean, like I've had three, I'm in coaching now. Like I'm going to be coaching until, like, you know, I've capped out my money potential, just because I, like, now I believe in coaching. I really do.
Yes.
And I was one of those people that, you know, I run into a lot of people that are like, I can do this, you know, I can find the same information on YouTube, I can this and I can that. And it's like, yeah, no, you can't. It's just not the same, right? So what do you think about that?
Absolutely agree. It is not the same. Again, take it from me. I spent 10 years trying to do it on my own, trying to find the information and try to figure it out myself. Or apply it myself and ended right back up on my face every time. And in 2019, I decided, you know what? That definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I said, you know what? I'm going to do something differently. And I came across a coach and I said, I need your help. I need someone. She referred me to someone. And that was the catalyst. That was the turning point for me because I knew what I wanted to do, but I needed the structure. I needed accountability. And that's what my first coach provided for me. And that's what set me down this route. And so I definitely agree that, what how's that African proverb that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, you got to go with others. So having a coach is having that, that support system that's going to help you. You need someone who's been where you're at and they have achieved a certain level of success so they can at least take you to where they're at, and we need the village. We can't do it by ourselves. We were not designed to do things by ourselves.
Oh, yeah, you're speaking a word for sure. I mean, that goes for any entrepreneur. I don't care what your business is. You could be trying to function online, you can be trying to function offline. The reality is that you cannot succeed alone. And if you think you're going to succeed alone, you're probably, not going to get to where you think you should be, right? You really do need the support of someone at some point that knows more than you. Even if you make 20K, a month, and you want to get to 30K, you need to work with someone who's made 50K, right? So I love that. I love that. So yeah, that was definitely an aside question. So what is one piece of advice you would give, to someone who is trying to start an online business or, you know, trying to succeed in this online world? What would you tell them?
Oh gosh, the first thing I would say is just take the plunge. the,
Yes.
the truth is that, I know for me, I was in analysis paralysis, and you analyze to the point where you don't do anything,
Yes.
you know. Or as I grew up saying, we grew up saying, spinning top in mud, you know, you're not going anywhere. And I think that's the biggest problem people have is that they don't jump. You have all these wonderful ideas, and we say, "Oh, I'll do it next year, or I'll do it when my kids get older, or I'll do it when I retire, I would do it." All these different excuses. I'll do it when I have more money, and then time goes by. I mean, I look back and I'm like, 10 years. If I had invested in someone to help me to start my business 10 years ago, who knows where I would have been today. So take it as something that you do for yourself. You invest in yourself so that you can feel fulfilled, because we all have something to offer, and it doesn't matter how many people are doing the same thing. You have your own way of offering it, your own ability, your own tribe of people that you're going to be able to speak to. So don't let fear stop you from taking that plunge.
Truer words could not be spoken. They couldn't be spoken. I love that. Just do it
Just
and own what makes you unique, because there's enough money around here for everybody to eat. We can all be successful, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. And I really hope someone takes that to heart, because it's so important. Sometimes, like you said, people outthink themselves, and that's what you said you were doing,
Mhm.
and it's like, just start somewhere. Just stop thinking so much and just start somewhere. So I totally believe in that. And we learn once we start doing,
Yes.
you know, and like we put all this effort, and I'm not diminishing, the value of a business plan or, other tools to help you kind of gain a foundation before you
Mhm.
even start. But like, even that is going to change.
Yes. Yeah.
We can make a plan, but we're going to pivot from it.
Yes.
We're going to pivot. That's just what business does. It changes in ways that you never ever thought about it changing, or you go in directions that you never thought that you would go into.
Mhm.
So you just have to be open for that change, and you just have to start. So love, love, love that advice. So, okay, where do you see your online brand in 5 years? Or even if it's not 5 years, how would you like to see your brand transform, in the next few years?
Okay, well, I love this question because I have huge plans for my brand, especially my Bra Guru brand. I want to be the authority on all things bra. That's my goal. That's my vision. So I actually do have my website up. It's not where I want it to be right now, but I said again to myself, I'm just going to do it because I've been holding on to it for so long. And I'm like, I'm just going to post it out there and I'm going to build it as it grows. But I want my Bra Guru website, my Bra Guru brand to be the authority, the place that every woman wants to go to find out about bras from every stage, from tweens all the way up to post menopausal woman, mastectomy, nursing. I mean, just every aspect of breast and bras. I want to be that authority.
I love that. I love that. I mean, and like I see your brand growing so many ways, um, and these are definitely ways that can help you, like, grow your online presence. Like, of course, I can see what you do being in a group, having a community for women, where you discuss self-image, self-esteem, right? Things related to what you do. Like, man, I could see you having in-person events. I could see you, you know, if you wanted to launch in a subscription box or something.
That's
I
in the
could see your
works.
that's in the word. Yes. I love that. I love that because, something that I encourage people is that you don't have to you don't have to be like where your product is today. Your product does not have to be the end all be all, for your brand. It can be something bigger.
Mhm.
And to me, in order for it to be a brand, it does need to be something bigger. I don't know if you familiar with the show Shark Tank?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Are you a Shark Tank? Are you a Shark Tanker? I'm gonna make up a word right here.
I guess so.
I'm a Shark Tanker. I love Shark Tank. I watch Shark Tank at any point, whenever I can, I watch Shark Tank. And, one of my favorite lines, I think it's Mark Cuban that says it, he says, "You're not a business yet, you're just a product, right? You're not a brand, you're a product." He says that to people all the time. And so I think when people begin, they should start to think about the long term, right? I see so many people that launch and they're like, of course, they're super excited to get their product out there because getting your product out there in their head equals money, right?
Mhm.
That they're going to make instantly. The money is just going to rain down. And, you know, when that doesn't happen, people get disappointed.
Yeah.
And I think that if they kind of had more of an overview of, hey, this is where I want to see my brand, and I need this kind of community to achieve it, which requires me to actually build a brand,
Right.
that will help them actually build and cultivate a community,
Yeah.
right? Instead of pushing product all the time and that be the only thing that they push. They can actually push a community, right? A
Mhm.
community is boundless. A community is a place where people can come to relate. Wherever Yolande is, that's where her community is because she's the authority on this topic. So if she's
Mhm.
posting in a group, if she's emailing her people, if she's on Clubhouse, this is where, this is where her community is. And so people come to her community to feel safe, to talk about the very things that she discusses, right? That
Yeah.
are important to her brand.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that is super important. And I think that that's something that a lot of people miss. They don't have a strategy for their brand. It's just products. How do you feel about that?
Oh, no, I absolutely agree. And you have to diversify, you know, yourself so that you're not just, like you said, the one thing, and then people tune you out because all you're doing is selling, selling, selling. People want to feel connected to you in a real way, in a human way, as opposed to you just being a store. Because even if you go to Walmart, it's about the experience. People
Yes.
want an experience. And so, as you're saying that, I mean, I am on Clubhouse. I work with another a partner of mine, and we're on Clubhouse, and we talk about, why, what, who taught you to hate your body? That's what our room is called. And we talk about that.
I
So it's not
love
just
it.
about selling, what we serve, what our service is, but it's about really getting to the core of the issues, and be a safe space for women. I do have my Facebook group, the Bra Guru, also, that's what it's called, and that's growing steadily. And so, like you said, there's so many different ways to do this. I'm actually working on having a 501c3 organization
Yes.
to help women in the community, homeless women, women in shelters, to help them get those necessities, a bra, feel beautiful. Because, when I would say the word downtrodden, when you're going through challenges in life, just having something that makes you feel like a woman, feel beautiful, can make a world of a difference. And so that's all of this. Those are the things that I want to do. That's how I'm building my brand. And then of course having events, webinars, just doing. I'm trying to really, like I said, diversify myself, so that when you think about this particular thing, you think about me, you think about this brand, you think about the Bra Guru. And so, yeah, I completely agree with you that you have to get creative. And again, going back to the earlier question, that's what having that extra time gives me the ability to do, to really build out my vision and to expand on it and to pivot where I need to. Because what I had envisioned when I first started this business is have completely been transformed since I've been in it the past couple of years now, when I realized, okay, what are the true needs of the people, and how do I need to adjust in order to adapt to meet those needs. So yeah, definitely diversifying, just having your hand in so many different pots at the same time makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love that. I love that you're on Clubhouse. Like, I love your name. I love the room, the name of your room. Like it really sounds like you're super in tune with who, you're trying to attract, and what those, what the things are that they care about, which is super essential. And also you hit on something that, it's something that I talk about all the time. It really is about building relationships, at the point where, most of the people that I talk to, where they are with their business, when you're driving a ton of organic traffic, it really is about those relationships. You know, can you build relationships using social media? And generally that's where your money and your sales is going to come from, those relationships, and like your relatability, right? So being on those different platforms like Clubhouse, you know, doing a podcast or YouTube or Facebook Live, right? It gives people the ability to see your personality, because at the end of the day, and I say this and I'll say it again, people don't buy from people they don't like, right? People don't buy from people that they don't have a connection with. And so part of our job as, people who are marketing in an organic way is to really build that connection, whether it be through a blog post, through a Clubhouse room, through a Facebook post, through a story, through a post or through a DM. It doesn't really matter, So you definitely hit on some points that I think are key for people in the online space to realize. If they really want to see some success in their business, they have to focus on building those relationships and not be so worried about sales, because sales will come,
Right.
but relationships and community is first,
Yes.
and should be foremost. So I love it. I love it. Okay, so tell us why, and we're wrapping up, unfortunately, because I really do like talking to you. It's cool, to hear the transformation of your brand, to hear, you know, the transformation of you, right? That is a big part of your brand transformation.
Yes.
Just your own personal, realizations and ways that you grew. So um, tell me a little bit about why people should buy from your brand. Like finally, if people aren't sold before, like sell them now. Here's your chance.
Okay. Well, first to begin, I suppose I am extremely passionate about what it is I do. I have a true desire to help you really see your body in a different way, in a positive light, and love it. To not, avoid the mirror when you see it because you don't like the way your breasts look, or you don't like the way your stomach look, or you don't like the cellulites. I want you to celebrate it because it has been part of your journey in life. you know if you're a woman that gave birth to children, then that extra pooch is a representation of you bringing life into this world. Your breasts maybe being a little bigger or a little bit more saggy is a representation of, if you breastfed, that you had working breasts and they brought life. You lived life. And I want us to see the beauty in it. I think so much we focus on comparing our bodies to others, or what the media presents, which is not real. you know and what I do is help you love and appreciate what you have, and then give it the boost that it needs, because there are products out there that will help give you that lift, and also make you feel beautiful, look beautiful, and be confident in who you are and in this body. So this is why you should buy from me. It's not just going to a store, someone slapping a tape on you and saying this is your size. When I work with my clients, it's not about a number, it's about fit. And so many times as women, we look at the numbers. We look at, oh, I'm a dress size this, or I'm a pant size that. And we are so much more than that. You know, it's about how you fit into your undergarments and your clothing, and how that makes you feel, and how that makes you project yourself. So this is why you should work with me, because it's a total package. When you leave me, I've had clients leave me and say, thank you for saving my life. I've had women who've been looking to do breast reductions and didn't do it because they got a proper fitting bra. Women who thought that they were wearing a particular size, and realized because they were wearing the wrong underwear and bra, that they actually were a dress size less, or they thought that it was their body that was the problem, and that realizing it wasn't their body, it was that their proportion, they were buying the wrong type of clothing for their proportions. So we work on getting the clothing that works with their proportions and highlights their best features. So this is all about you. It's all about loving your body, and it's all about looking and feeling confident. So this is why you should work with me, because I care about you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you so much for, sharing with us about your business. Thank you for talking about your transformation, being open, being willing. Like I mean, that means so much, and not only just to me, but definitely to other people that are listening, that maybe they're not quite where you are in business. Maybe they don't have the ability to dedicate so much time to their business. And so it's definitely really inspiring to hear, that at one time you weren't where you are in your business, and you've been able to grow to that point. So I love, love, love when people come on and share, because business is just not, cupcakes and ice cream the way that, the gurus paint it, or the people that say I made $1 million in a year. It's just, I mean, it's just not like that. It's it's so much more. There's so much more to it. And there's definitely ups and downs, but those things have value in our business, and definitely in our journey to where
Yeah.
we want to be. So I'm gonna let you say your final words. And in those final words, I definitely want you to tell people where they can find you, on social media. Tell them about your website. Tell them if you got an offer coming up. I mean, tell them what you need to tell them. Let's bring you some clients. Let's bring you some women to transform their lives.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you can find me on my website. It's my name, yolandedaniel.com. And I think the spelling is on the screen there somewhere. Um, and that's where you can find my website. I also have the website called the Bra Guru, which I said is still building, but I decided to put it out there because I just wanted the resource to be out there for ladies. On social media, IG, you can get me on Yolande Daniel Consulting, and the same thing on Facebook for my page. Um, and then if on regular Facebook, if you just put in my name, you'll see my picture. You'll see this here. You can't miss me. Um, Actually, I do have an event tomorrow, um, and it's called BFF, Bra Fit Fundamentals, masterclass, and I'm going to be
That
having
is so cute.
a
I love it. You better be on brand. I'm loving this, girl.
Yes, it took me a little while to come up with that one, but it came. It's amazing how these things come to you the more you work on things. But yeah, so I have the Profit Fundamentals BFF, and the masterclass is going to be tomorrow. It is a paid masterclass because I'm going to be sharing with you all my information about bras and how you can, women think that it's just a matter of picking up a bra in a store. But what I love to say is that we just don't go to a store and pick up a shoes and say, "Oh, I like the shoes," and put it on. If you're wearing a size 10 and you try to put your foot in a size 8, you're going to have you some problems.
Right.
You're going to
Right.
be a lot of pain. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to be able to function well because your feet are paining you, and it's going to cause you long-term side effects of if you continue that corns and blisters and all these different things. Same thing with a bra. Now, how many ladies of you out there, as soon as you get home, the first thing you take off is what? Your bra,
Your bra.
because it's
Absolutely.
uncomfortable, and a bra should never be uncomfortable. A bra should just be another piece of garment you wear that you're not aware of. And so if you're aware of your bra during the course of the day, if it's the underwire is poking you, or you keep on having to adjust it throughout the day, or you're afraid to lift your hands because you may have a peekaboo situation where your bras, your breast trying to jump out from below, then you are wearing the wrong size bra. And a lot of women, I see a lot of professional women suffering and struggling with a bra, and we hate it when it's something that we should love to wear, because it gives us it to be a best friend. It should be a BFF because it gives you the support that you need. It lifts you up, and it gives you that support. It gives you shape. And so these are the things I cover in my master class. I cover breast shape. I cover different types of bras and the purposes of, and the best bras for the breast type that you have. Like, do you know what your breast type is? Do you know what your nipple type is? Do you know what to look out for, signs and symptoms of you wearing the wrong size bra? All these things I cover in my masterclass, so that when you leave, you are empowered with the knowledge, so that you can go to a store and realize, okay, this is the bra that I need or not need. If you have wide shoulders, if you have narrow shoulders, if you have side boobs, if you have, extra volume on the top, what type of bra you should wear based on your breast type. So, okay, now I said, so yeah, I'm having an event, I should say, on February 27th. I'm not sure if this is going to be out there.
But you know what? I was actually going to ask you, like, if you were going to like offer a paid replay, like, and if so, I can definitely include that link below, for people that see this in the future and they're like, hey, I really want to see that, and they can go purchase it, and just see it instantly, right?
Okay.
Do you plan on offering something like that?
Well, I will be now. Let's put it that way.
There,
So,
there is nothing wrong with recurring. I mean, money that you don't have to like work hard for in the moment. That's the essence of having an online business.
yes,
So,
yes. That's one thing I'm learning is, work smart, not hard. And so yeah, definitely I will have that link out in the future so that, whenever you're viewing this, you can go take a look and have it for your viewing pleasure. Okay.
yes, I'll update the description on the podcast when she
Yes.
does put that link out there. And for now, we'll put the link to the actual event for now. And
Right.
then whenever you get it changed over, we can update the link. So
Okay.
yes, yes. Okay, so is that it? Any last things that you want to share or talk to people about? Anything else that you have that you want to leave with?
Okay. Again, because I deal so much with self-love and self-acceptance, I just want to encourage you ladies out there again, love yourself. Just love your body, appreciate it. Because if you don't, then no one else will. Or you will not be able to receive the love that someone else is going to give you if you are not accepting of your own self.
Woo! That's a whole nother podcast episode, isn't it? That is a whole nother podcast episode. I love it. Giving yourself affirmation. If you cannot give yourself affirmation, no one else can. Okay. I love that message. I think you need your own podcast. Okay, I'm just throwing ideas around there, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really do appreciate you. So I'm gonna leave all her contact information down below, her Facebook, IG, website, the link to the training, any other links she discussed. I'll make sure to link them down in the description below. So it's been so great talking with you. And that's it for today's episode. I appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. I did enjoy having this conversation.
Good, good. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in to today's podcast. I really do appreciate you. I will see you on the next episode.